So good morning, everybody's here. As she's introduced, I'm a co-founders and a chef from Bolan, Bangkok, Thailand. And today I was asked to talk about the benefits of going zero waste in the F&B operations and also the selling point of it as well. I believe they asked me to talk about this because a lot of people are reluctant to go zero waste in the operations of the business because people will think that there must be an extra unit, more human resources, and also the money or the cost associated with trying to go in greens or managing the waste that you actually create within your operations. So the topic today is obviously the benefit of doing it, and hopefully we can turn all that benefit into the selling point and also making money back to the business that care for our environment as well. So I will cover the waste, obviously. I will also talking about the benefits of it so that I can lure more people to practice or implement the policies, the CSR, the mission and vision statement on being sustainability and actually put in practice and do it. And obviously, as PO say, avoiding greenwashing as well. I'm gonna show you the case studies of how we do it in our restaurants as inspirations, and as every restaurants have different natures and different ways. Everybody can pick and take and then apply and adapt to any restaurants that is suit the operations. And the last one is I wish my big dreams. Sometimes I don't want to be a chef. Sometimes I want to be a food activist, and sometimes I pro environment. And if every city, especially the creative city, can have no landfill, that would be like the ultimate dreams and ultimate goal, not only for the chef, but because everybody eat. So it is our responsibilities of everybody to make sure that we manage our waste properly. When people talk about zero waste, we talk about zero waste and full stop. And it's impossible. Is it impossible? Zero waste doesn't exist. And then if anyone use the word zero waste, they definitely greenwashing you. Because if you create, there is a waste. You eat a lot of good Phuket food, and then what do you do next? You go to the toilet. And that is the waste. So zero waste is not real. However, zero waste to landfill is possible. Totally different things. Anything that we produce, we create waste. If you look at the big food systems, from the food chain, from the productions, from the farm, from the fishermen to the end of it, every single point, you create waste. The problems, the issue, the challenge is how we're gonna manage the waste. How we're gonna minimize not creating the waste so that if we don't create, we don't have to manage. That's my first principle. 5 aspects of why we need to practice this zero waste to landfill. First of all, the things that people love the most these days, money. How do we put value? How we turn all the practicing that we do into a money form? So how can we lower the cost of our operation by practicing or campaigning the zero waste to landfill? Can we value added things to the things that we do within the restaurants? And can we actually create a real circular economy within the society, within the communities that we live in? We can. The next thing is the branding. We have so many stories to tell, and it's a real story. It's not like a fake story like you buy the 2 bananas and do 10 posts about it. We can positioning ourselves within the industry that we are actually being green. And we can also create the brand recognitions storytelling, and also award winning. The Michelin star come in and play the games as well. Now they give you the green star. The best 50 do sustainable restaurant awards. And then a lot of people in UK or in the US also start giving awards to this restaurant and recognize them in the environmental side of the works that they put in. The communities, obviously. If you do something like this, you need to involve the communities next to you, the people who buy with, the people who you deal with, and that would be a really good part and benefit to the community as well. When I start doing this zero waste to landfill campaigns and practice it in the restaurant, my first benefit is environmental. I so believe in a good environment give you good food. You can't grow organic in a contaminated land. You can't grow sustainable agriculture in contaminated water. So environment is my priorities of why we're doing this. And the last one is the food securities. If you have good food resources to produce, the food security will come, and it's become more and more important this day to any city, any communities, any country in the world. So I'm gonna attack the first one, the environmental benefits from doing a zero waste. So the first one, when you do zero waste to landfill, the thing that you think about how food come to the restaurants in all plastic bag, especially in Thailand, in the foam boxes, the white foam box that they use like once or twice and then they throw it into landfill. If we practice zero waste to landfill, it's not only about food. So we hopefully can minimize the plastics, single-use plastic obviously, container, cling film and whatever to the landfill, and hopefully we can minimize the microplastic that's happening in our oceans and in our land as well. The second benefit is hopefully we don't have to create another landfill in the city. Once is never enough. You will have the second one, the third one. In Phuket, you probably have 5 landfills. And in Chiang Mai, where I used to live, every time the city say we're gonna have to build a new landfill, everybody gets scared. Don't come to my communities. Don't come near me. No one wants to live with landfill. And we can reducing that. We can slower the new landfill by managing the waste everywhere. And for me, I managing the waste in my restaurant. Landfill create methane. So climate change. We all now feel it, we know about it, we be aware, we're living it now. The extreme weather of hot or cold, the floodings and everything, we can reduce that as well, simply managing your waste. And hopefully we can have the availabilities in the sustainable way with our food production system as well. So I pro-sustainable food systems. And it's not only purely organic because we're looking into the regenerative farming practice this day. And to have a regenerative farming practice possible, to make it possible, you need a good environment. Without good environment, where you're gonna get your food from? And that obviously lead to food securities. And food security also lead to the next thing, which is really important to UNESCO as well, the culinary heritage of what we eat, the cultures, the knowledge. If you can't find your ingredients, how do you pass on your knowledge? How you pass on the recipe that come from 100 years? Because the food is not available anymore, just because it's a bad environment. So food security is also really important for me in the sense of culinary heritage as well. It empowers us to preserve the heritage, to practice it, and also to pass on to the next generation. So it's not only about the food, it's not only about the waste. It's a lot of different things that bring together. And I will use these opportunities to tie in my restaurants. And if you can preserve and pass on the culinary heritage. You can have a fine dining restaurant like this and practicing waste management and zero waste to landfill. So, if you tell me that I am a fine dining restaurant and I can't do waste management because it's gonna get food contamination, I'm not gonna serve the best food to people. Excuse my friends, but that bullshit. Because if I can do it, you can do it, basically. And any restaurant at any level create waste. Either mom and pop shop, a street food restaurant, a street food like Rot Ken, toilets, or so everybody need to look at this. Not only the fine dining, not only the award-winning restaurants, but I feel like everybody in every level of the F&B operation should be part of it. So another benefit is the eco-branding. The hardest part of eco-branding is how you're gonna not make it greenwashing. But there is so many benefits towards the eco-branding because you have the emerging target market who is like eco-tourists or the people who choose to eat at this place because this place either use organic food, local seasonals, deal with the local farmers, and also looking after their waste as well. So this emerging market is actually growing in Thailand. And there is a research that more than 75% of the people willing to pay more for a better quality, environmental friendly products and service. You have so many brands that is actually do that already and people trust it. Like Patagonia's, they're talking about where the fabric comes from. They have the campaigns on passing on your jacket to others people and repair the jackets and repair their garment, so you don't have to put into landfills. You have people like Six Senses in hospitalities who is leaders on practice environmental service to the guests with like glass bottles with all the natural dye fabrics in the bedrooms and things like that. And you also have Fritex who upcycling their trucks cover to the bags and actually make a lot of money out of it as well. So it's possible. With this, as I mentioned earlier, with the economic and financial benefits, a lot of things that you will see in our case study, we actually reduce a lot of cost of cleaning agents, and we also create some products that we call waste and turn it into another product and resell it in the restaurant or sell it to another business. And along this way, we actually create circular economy as well. You'll see it in the case studies. To do all this, sometimes you can't do it by yourself because the restaurant have a limited space and limited human resources. But we can work with the small communities. We can work with other people. We can pool all the resources together and actually work together. And then through this, we actually value the communities that helping us, and we help each other as well. How? The big question is like now we know that we should do this, and it look really good in the social media or the post or the mission statement as well. Zero waste is a journey. You can't just like decide to do it today and get it done. Well, if you have enough money, you can probably can. But for me, it's a journey for me. It's about 8 to 10 years. And if you ask me today, is my restaurant is like zero waste? No. Today's is probably like 80% of the waste that we can manage. There is another 20% that we can't manage, but we're working on it, like how we're gonna make another 20% work as well. Okay, so this is how to already, yeah? How to, the first thing is identify your waste. What is it available as a waste within your operations? We obviously have food waste. We have waste that can be recyclable, and hopefully it's land into the recycling center. Because a lot of waste that we know that is recyclable, but it's there in the landfill. It's never arrived the center, especially the plastic bottles for water. And then we have non-recyclable waste. And this is the hardest thing to deal with. After you identify, this is what we can identify in our restaurants as a snapshot. I'm lucky enough to have the lecturers from Kasetsart universities to help me with all these projects here and there and everywhere. So we're looking at the first pre-consumer food waste. Pre-consumer and post-consumer is really important because post-consumer food waste, we call it plate waste. Plate waste is the contaminated waste that we can't do anything with it apart from turning it into the compost because people eat it already. They use the spoon or whatever. But pre-waste is what we call clean waste. So it can be the off-cast, it can be the preparation waste, and this we can deal with. And then you have something else, the disposable, recyclable or non-recyclable. So a lot of plastic, a lot of cloth that we use in the restaurants are also our waste as well. But we're gonna look at the food first. The food waste and food loss in this world is like huge. 1/3 of the food that we produce doesn't get eaten. But we put so much resources in. We use so much water. We burn so many Amazon forests to grow something. So food waste is the most important things and the easiest one for any F&B operation to manage. Tips 1, as I mentioned, waste prevention. If you don't create waste, you don't have to manage it. So, how we not gonna manage waste as an F&B operation? We do menu planning. We do stock control. We make sure FIFO is implemented first in, first out. We don't over orders. We take care of little fruits and vegetables and leafy greens properly. That's why we use a lot of cloth as well in the kitchens to blanket them in the cool rooms. Unavoidable waste. When you produce, you create waste, and this is samples of what happens in the kitchen. So you have preparation waste, you have the individual inedible part of the food, the outer bits, the peels. Like now we have durian, it is in the season. We can't eat the peel of the durian, and that is your waste in the restaurant. We can't eat the eggshell. Hopefully we can, but we can't yet. We can't eat the stalk or the sprig of like holy basil, Thai basils, or the top part, the hard part of the lemongrass. We can't eat onion peels. So a lot of unavoidable waste. What we do with it, we separate it. And this is the second most important tips. If you can separate your waste, you can add it value as they need it. If you mix it together, you get compost. But if you separate it, you can individually add the value and turn it into something else. So in my kitchen, I have probably 12 bins for different things. And if this bin is for eggshell, it's only eggshells. This bin is only fruit peel, and it can be only fruit peel. So we can add value, upcycle, and then turn it into something that it will save our environment and make money for us as well. So upcycle, the new concept, not that new anymore, but upcycle is when you repurpose the one thing to the other things and add value to it. As I say, if we can separate it, we can turn it into something else. You're probably familiar with these upside down pyramids already. You minimize the waste, and then if you have it, especially food, you feed people first, either hungry or not hungry. Like we cook the rice every day in our restaurants because we are Thai restaurant, and we want people to have that moment of newly cooked rice. So we have a lot of leftover rice, and we feed it to staff first in the rice cooking, so it's still beautiful and it's still clean. And after that, when we still have left, we turn it into something else, and before we give it to animals. And then if it can go to industrial use somehow, it can be. And if we don't know what to do with it, it go to the landfill. But that is our last option. So if you look at, this is like a general restaurant's waste that restaurant create. If you're looking into Bolan one, we have the upcycling program for all these waste, rice, oil, Thai food defying. We have so much oil available all the time. Citrus foods like lime juice for the salad dressings, the prawn shells or other seafood shell, and then coconut spent as well because we make our own coconut cream fresh every day. So this is the sample. The rice, when we put the rice on the customer plate, we make sure that it's just enough, the right amount. We don't put like so much that they can't eat it. And then if they want more, we give them more. So if we have any leftover rices, go to staff canteen first. But in Thai culinary heritage, Thai people do not want to throw away rice. So they dried it, and they toasted it, and they turn it into the dessert. And then they also dry it, toast it, and turn it into the toasted rice tea, like Gemmai Cha as well. And then if we have so much dry rice that we keep storing, people keep telling me that I'm a hoarder because I never throw anything away. So when we have so many tins of dry rice, I give it to our farmers who grow chicken, so it can be an animal feed. And because I use organic rice, he's gonna get organic chicken as well. And our rice never go to compost. It doesn't have to. It can be in at the animal feed and create something back to the society. So the little biscuit on the spoon that called khao tu, and it's made with leftover dry toasted rice. Over here, you see the toasted rice tea. And this one, we actually sell it to the spa in Bangkok and make money from that as well. So it's like a special signature blend for them. So we make money from our waste. And we also pass on the culinary heritage as well, because not only the khao tu or smoked rice biscuits over there is the culinary heritage or knowledge of the old people. We have so many other desserts as well, like hin phon thong or other things that we can use the leftover rice. Oil, what do we do with oil? These days, some big company buy back and turn it into a biofuel for aircraft. But it just happened maybe like 3 months ago. Before that, what we do, we still do what we do now. We reduce the consumption. So when we write the menu, we make sure that not everything is frying. So we reduce the use. We can't donate to people. We can't give the spent oil to people because they got the cancers, thingy and make you sick if you use the oil too many times. So we can't do that. We can't give to animal feed as well because we're gonna eat the pig, the chickens, the cow. After they eat our spent oil, they're gonna get cancer and we're gonna get cancer. So we can't do that. We can't pour straight into the composter because it's the oil, the air can't go in, the microbes doesn't work. So what we do, we keep it for our hint. When it's called eat ant, you just put a little bit of spent oil on it and the sound go away. You can put that over your gardening tools because gardening tools get rusty all the time because of the moist of the soils. So we put over that and you can keep your gardening tools in a good shape from your spent oil. We can give it to biofuel people if you want to, but what we do, we try to get the biofuel machine into the restaurant and then turn it, but then it's way too expensive. You need a proper people to operate it. And we're looking at the local technologies that doesn't cost us that much. And also the human resource within the restaurant, like the chef, the restaurant managers, the sommelier can deal with that as well. So we come up with soap. Spent oil into soap. You probably we only have to put alkali substance into it, either sodium hydroxide or the ash water. Like when we have grilling station, we have a lot of ash. You put the ash into the water, turn the water to be alkali, and then put into the oil, blend it, and you got soaps. So now these days, my kitchen never buy soap for hand washing anymore for the chef because we use this soap. And if you're lucky enough, you have some as well. So we make soap, cut it, wrap it up, give it to the customer as a gift at the end of the dinners. Or if they want many soap, they can buy it. We can, if we have so much oil and we can't operate ourselves, we work with the communities. Can you help us dealing with this soap? And we buy back. And they get some money, we get some money. Circular economy happens, everybody happy, and we don't have to deal with the contaminations of SLS, of the foaming agents that also contaminate our wastewater either. Yeah, so all good things. My chef probably hated it, but they are now going green with me. And I just use, when I recruit for the chef in the restaurant, I tell them that part of your work is this work. You not only come here to cook, you have to deal with the waste that we produce as well. And if you don't want to deal with it, we can't work together. Because, as I tell you, it's our responsibilities. Citrus peel, we have a lot of spent limes, a lot of pomelo zest outside. What we do is we collect at the end of the night, we blend it up, add baking soda, and then you put a little bit of water. And if you have low environmental impacts cleaning agents already, you mix a little bit of that. So instead of buying a gallon a month, 1 gallon lasts 3 months for me with this. And because of the citrus peel, you have the essential oil that naturally work as a sanitizer. So you, again, don't have to contaminate your kitchens with harsh chemical. So you save money, you save the earth, and people are happy. Prawn shell. We have a lot of prawn shell, a lot of squid bones and things like that. What we do, we dry them again, we oven break them, and then we blend it up so it's small, so it's really easy to keep. And then we turn it into prawn cracker. You add just a little bit of tapioca flours, a little bit of water, knead it together, steam, cut, dry, fries, and then you got prawn cracker. Back serving to the restaurant as well. And then if we have too much, the chicken and the pig farmers also enjoy our prawn peel as well. So the prawn peel should never go to the compost. Fish scale also work. Anything like this, dried it, blend it so it's smaller, so it's easier to keep. And then when you're ready, when the chicken farmers deliver his chickens, we swap. And I got a special price on the chickens. So it's also lower your cost as well. Eggshell. Eggshells have, it's got sulfur in eggshells that ants hate. So what we do, keep the eggshell dry, crush it, and make it egg powder, and then we put it on the cupboards within the kitchen. So it can be our pest control, natural, in our kitchen as well. It can make tofu. Have anyone ever tried to make tofu with like salt? You put eggshell in the vinegar, and then because the eggshell have a calcium as well, so you calcify it a little bit, and then you put that vinegar into the soy milk, and then it will be coagulate. I can't pronounce that word properly, but then it's just like making cheese. So the water and the solid separate, and you take that, press it, and you got tofu naturally. And the last one, if you can't really do anything or we have so much of it, we value added our compost, high calcium compost. And then instead of selling compost as an organic compost, it's like high calcium compost because we put so much eggshell in that batch. So it can be value added, it can create money. It's a great gift for the customer who want to do gardening as well. This is our latest project. It just happened last year. Normally, spent lime like that, we turn it into sanitizer. But then there is a craze of craft cola in Bangkok or in Thailand. So we're looking into the recipes, and it's work. So we use spent lime, stock from holy basil, Thai basil. We use a lot of that in our restaurant. So all the stock being kept separately, another bins. So now we got like 13 bins now. The top of the chili, spent coffee, like coffee cake. Spent coffee. We add all that with a little bit of spice like cardamom, cinnamon, and other things. A lot of organic cane sugar. Turn it into a cola syrups. And then we serve it in the restaurants. Make another money out of it. You have another story for your post. You have to do it. Beyond food waste. This is just like a simple food waste that happens in my restaurant. But in other restaurants, you may have other things. And you can come up with a creative idea of how to upcycling it. Make the environment better. Make a little bit of money. And also create a story for your branding as well. The hardest things in the restaurant business is plastic, because we're also concerned about food safety and food hygiene as well. And then the plastic avoid a lot of that for us. So we have plastic packaging, the Kai backpack, the new molecular sous vide, everything's in the plastic bag, cooked in the bath water. You have aluminum foil, which is one of the hardest things to either recycle or do anything with it. Like if you have a can of soda, you can recycle it. If you have aluminum foil that you've been used already with all the greasy from the steaks or from the barbecue, how are you going to clean that before you recycle it? And what do you do with aluminum foil? Landfill. Because no one can do anything about it. We have a lot of plastic bags, especially in Thailand, and also plastic bottle. A lot of plastic bottles is really funny. I went to a lot of meetings with governmental unit in Thailand, and they love to give me a bottle of plastic, a plastic bottle water branded there, either the unit names or any organizational names. And every time they give it to me, they are a little bit scared because I was known to be like more like police who taking care of all this plastic and things like that. So they don't want me to see it. And it's like, oh, it's recyclable. I was like, yeah, how many % of the plastic bottle get into the recycling center in Thailand? Less than 5. Well, I think we're working on it, hopefully, somehow. Anyway, but there is a way to reduce all this. You minimizing the use. We still have to use plastic because of the food safety and hygiene, but we only use it when it's necessary. We don't use it like everywhere all the times. We try to find alternative of plastic wrap. Instead of plastic wraps, what we use in the restaurant, not as pretty as this one, is what we call cloth wax. Cloth wax made from cloth of any kind is either linens, cottons, hopefully natural like fabrics, and then you put beeswax over it. You iron it in, and you got cloth wax. And then in the restaurant, we use a plain one, just like a plain cotton cloth, put beeswax, and then we try to find organic beeswax to use. And it's become a plastic wrap, basically, that you can use over and over again. And then you can mold it into the top of any container as well. And we have so many sizes from many gas stove pan that we have, 1119, and this could be alternative for a lot of restaurants. I use it in the dessert section, in the fruit sections. Like you cut half of the watermelon, you don't need a plastic wrap. You only use this because it not contaminate in the way that the piece of chicken or steak can. We use swap boxes with our farmer. We buy direct with smaller farmers, so we have a box, and then we swap every time they send it to me. The foam box, the white one that you see everywhere in Thailand, is last once, maybe twice. So there is a company who make the foam box that is become a lot more durable, and we've been using it for like 8 years now, and it haven't fall apart. So instead of single-use plastic foams, we try to find the alternative of a more durable, more reusable. So this is, instead of glass wrap, you got the beeswax like this. The only cautions about the beeswax is you can't put in the oven because the wax melts. And if you keep using it and the wax come off and it doesn't have enough beeswax on the cloth, all you have to do is put more beeswax on, iron it again, and then you can reuse it again. And we use this as our communications between us and the customer and creating the brand as well. So in this, we thank them for dining with us, and then we also tell them where their food comes from, the sustainable local fishermen, and in dining with us, what you have contributed to our society, to our farmer, to our local fishermen, to our artisan producers of a lot of different things, and you will be a part of food security, biodiversity, and sustainability just because you eat properly. You don't have to only eat with us. There's so many other restaurants that are doing this as well. Vacuum pack plastic packagings, all the Kaivac bag is really handy if you want to store your food properly. Like if you have a piece, my fishermen only come into Bangkok once a week, so I have to freeze my seafood. If I can choose, I prefer to use fresh. But fresh seafood that I get every day, I don't know whether it's formaldehyde, I don't know how they get it, I don't know where the money goes. But these people come once a week, and I know everything about it. So I have to put it in the Kaivac bag and freeze it. So I end up with a lot of Kaivac bag in the restaurants. You got Kaivac bag. You iron it together, and you turn it into tote bag like this. And you can turn it into aprons. And this is also the result of the lecturer from the university that helped us dealing with our waste as well. All we call it J cloth. The pink and the green. The pink one is for meat. The green one is for vegetables. And we have the white one for other things as well. And this purpose is to keep our leafy green nice and fresh, and then the meat doesn't dry out because we try not to use plastic wrap. And then we wash it and we reuse it, but it's got their times. So we end up with a lot of this. So what we do is we blend it up to become a fibers again, and then we mold it and turn it into clipboards, turn it into the coaster. And you just blend it, glue it together with the liquid glue, and that's it. Together with a kayak bag, we create some things like really cute for Thai New Year, Christmas, and then give it back to our suppliers, give it back to our customer as well. So that is the upcycling projects. Look how bad shapes our kitchen cloths are. And as I told you, I'm a hoarder. Anything that I can't deal with it, I keep it first. And then when the time is right, I see someone who knows what to do with things. It's just like, I got this. Can you help me with this, please? What can I turn it into? And then a lot of universities in Thailand have different faculties who can help me with this. So most of the time they avoid me because like another waste for you. Yeah, but we work on this, and the same thing, she blended up and she turned it into something else. And what I have to do next is I go find the artists who want to work with me on this. And then they will design, this is the university design, but if the artists can have this material as well, they can probably come up with something cool, beautiful, reflect Thailand or Phuket, and they can use it as a souvenir or everyday use. Being a restaurant, you always have people asking for takeaway, or even street food in Thailand. When you eat everywhere, there is so many disposable container, plate, cutlery, not even store. I really hate the word biodegradable because it's degradable. It's become microplastic, and it's harder. And then is biocompostable is better for plate like disposable one? It is better because it's compostable, but in which conditions? Because if you put it in the landfill, it's one compost because it needs moist, it needs microorganisms, it needs everything that landfill cannot provide. So why don't we use reusable? These little cute things. Why can't we take this to street food? Why can't we carry our own chopsticks? Reusable fork, stainless steel spoon. Like people these days are really convenience oriented. But city like Phuket or any city in the world, especially who have a lot of street food, who have a lot of food festival, why don't we do this? And make the city plastic free, especially single-use plastic. If you have the food festival, as part of the ticket, if you sell the ticket, they got this. And they can get the food in this, walk around in the festival, eat, and no one have to deal with the waste that happened from the event. The money that you put into the waste management of eating in general should be put into something like this and encourage people to use it. Encourage people to carry it with them. Like encourage them to make them feel like, oh, it's really cool to have this. I carry a lot of things with me. And people mock me, like, why you carry so many things? I have this, I have my water bottle, I have my wax cloth, sometimes I have the fork as well. But it's our responsibility to taking care of our environment. Why? I'm really selfish. I really want to continue eating good food. If my environment become scheißen, excuse my German, I can't eat good food. I can't work as a chef. And what I gonna do? And that how is my responsibility. Drinking water, a big things in the restaurant as well. I sit down, they ask me, would you like still sparkling water? I ask them, what kind of still water? They say, still water with no gas. I was like, I didn't ask that. I know still water doesn't have gas. Do you use import water? Do you use local water? Do you use filtered water? Your water, that your choice of water impact so much of the environmental problem this day. I always opt for filter. And this is what the restaurant can do. When I first opened the restaurant, I feel like I make a big announcement, like I'm gonna be organic, 100% organic, blah, 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 being innocent and brave. Back then, my organic produce that I can find, P.O., the last speaker, he's not happening yet. So the only thing that I can find as organic and I can buy is rice. I cannot buy holy basil organically in Thailand. 15 years, 16 years ago, I had to buy 50 kilo of Thai basil if I wanted organic because it was sold by a big company. So I'm looking at what we can do. And then at the end of one service, I see this pile of plastic bottle from the water, mineral water from Thailand. But it's come in plastic bottle. And it's only come in 300 ml bottles, so small bottle. I was like, we need really to do something about this. So the next day, we drive to buy a water filter, glass bottle. And then from that day onwards, we start serving our filtered water. And I think that should be water. Like, from time to time, if you really, really, really have to have mineral water, please do. But in general, everyday life, filtered water, clean enough to drink. So, in every aspect of the restaurants, you can actually change. And waste management can start today. So, because we eat every day, even you cook at home, you can do your own waste management as well. For us, even like zero waste to landfill is our big campaign because it's easy for people to understand what we are doing. For us, is we try to minimize the negative impact of what we cook, what we eat, what we buy, how we deal with the suppliers, how we deal with the customers. And then we want to minimize the negative impact toward the activities that we do. And as I mentioned, I have faith and belief that the creative cities can be done with innovating waste management and hopefully no more landfill in the creative city. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Or if you have anything to share how you deal with your waste in your cities, I would love to know as well because I'm looking for new ideas for my another 20% that I can't deal with. Yeah. If you have questions, please raise your hand. If not, I keep talking. The thing that we can't deal with is the wine bottle. Why there is no recycling center for wine bottle in Thailand. In Thailand, you only can recycle 3 types of glass. The clear one, the green one like the beer brand, like, the beer brand that's green, and then the brown one, as per beer brand as well. Green, brown, or clear. The rest, all the wine come from everywhere in the world into Thailand. They have the darker olive, they have the blue, like all that red wine bottles that have different shade of greens, no one take it in Thailand. And it's all go into the landfill. What we're trying to do is we collect, because I love to drink. And I feel like because I drink so much, I need to do something about it. Otherwise, again, I can't drink because I feel too guilty. So I talked to the glass blower factory a few left in Thailand, to take this glass, smash it, and then blow it again into something else. But then along the way, we learned that the property of the glass from different colors is not matched together. So out of 500 bottles, we got 50 glass and 3 jug. But we try some things, and the cost is not really effective. But as soon as we can try some things, another alternative will come up and see what we can do as well. I'm gonna launch the projects with my casual restaurants on corporate lunch, and we're gonna give them the tiffin box like this, or coming in the glass box for like every Mondays, and all the people in the office can have really good food, organic produce for their lunch, and then we swap the tiffin box. And so if any of the corporate interest, you can let me know as well. I actually have some soap and cloth wax available. So if you a limited amount, because I'm not quite sure how many people here, but I bring with me some. And if you like to take as a samples or inspirations, please let me know. Or Dylan, can you wave? He onto the soap and everything. Let me know, and we can share that with you. We also do a lot of different waste management that I didn't show you all, so otherwise it's going to take 3 days to talk all about that. So any questions? Cool. Early is good. You must be hungry. ได้ค่ะ So that's everything. Okay. Where's my, the host is there. I also have fish sauce that made by an artisan producers that we use in the restaurants. If you're a big fan of cooking or Thai food, also go to Dylan to get it as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause to Chef Bo.